Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of El Supercast. With me today is Emylee, a fellow cosplayer who had a not so interesting experience at CTCon. So let's get right down to business here. What happened? How did it go down? What did you like and what did you not like about this year's CTCon?
Alright, well, first of all, I'm a fan service cosplayer, which essentially just means that I go more towards like the sexy women.
Yeah.
And part of my first concern upon coming to any convention is obviously my own personal safety. But at this one, after I got my badge, I was immediately just like disgustingly violated by a volunteer that wanted a picture with me. And I mean, it's not the convention's fault itself because, you know, you just need help. You outsource for volunteers and you outsource for employees and stuff. But I was just so concerned that no one was really doing anything about it, and he was just sort of a little too handsy. But that was the first thing that happened upon me going to the convention period. And let's see. The convention setup was different this year than any other year, and I didn't like it. It didn't make any sense. They took away the artist alley on the top floor and instead decided to put it in with the regular vendors.
Yep.
And then they had the video game area in that area as well, and then they had a whole huge section for like board games and stuff. And I just found that very strange because we are an anime convention. We're not primarily a gaming convention. And it was just so strange to me that they took up so much space for table games. I don't really know the technical term for it. I'm sure I'm butchering everyone's hopes and dreams by saying that. But it was
all right.
very, very alarming to me that there was really only one way to get into the dealer's room and one way to get out, which makes sense for, you know, loss prevention and stuff like that. But it's at the same time, it's like, okay, so you want essentially the entire con, and I don't remember how many people came this year, but it was a lot more than the previous years, to go in this tiny area with absolutely no guidance, and it was set up in such a way that it's not like you follow one line. It was like you go in and then it's a free-for-all. And that was really terrible. It was close and packed, and no one was really enforcing the rule of don't take pictures in there. So that was just very congested and hard to move and very frustrating. And then all of the panels, I was just very underwhelmed with what they had to offer this year. I was a participant in the cosplay dating game, which was fun, but I don't really see why they chose the X-Men theme. I didn't enjoy it at all. I was Fiona from Adventure Time for that, and it was fun. It was very witty and it was quick, and all of the contestants, we all did a really great job. And I was in the Yuri round, so things got a little weird. But
Well, as I can imagine.
yeah, being a 13-year-old essential transvestite was very interesting for me to be up there. But I didn't like the theme, and I got that from a lot of people because X-Men is sort of outdated. They should have picked something that's new and current and popular. Mm-hmm. Like one of the contestants was from Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. I got a little lost, but she was an absolutely fantabulous Panty. She did a great job, and you know that's like something current and modern, and people that are really into that. And X-Men, it's, you know, they chose like the older generations of X-Men that are just so like over people's heads, I guess. And I mean, there was a portion of the audience that did appreciate it, but I just felt like what I heard afterwards, they didn't really cater to anyone else's needs except their own. But I don't know. Also, as every year, the staffers for CTCon are literally the meanest people. I personally am a employee of Anime Boston. I'm actually year-round. I do customer service, so anytime you email Anime Boston, I'm one of the people that looks at it. But it's I'm just so alarmed that they not that they hire people that are mean, because honestly, on the internet, when you apply at these things, you can be any person you want to when you fill out the application.
This is
you
true.
can say you're nice and you can say that you're good with people, but a fraction of them are lying. But it is hard, and it's hard to do that. But why would you invite a volunteer that's been there for 3 years and it's been consistently terrible for 3 years to come back? But there's actually one in my mind when I'm thinking about that, so I should probably not say. But it is hard to run a convention, and it's hard to be at a convention. It is very overwhelming to have to plan for an entire year for only a couple set of days, and so much can go wrong, and I do understand that, but I was so just disappointed, and actually I've decided that I'm not going to go back to CTCon unless I hear good things about the next one. So.
Yeah, I think that they have a lot to learn about this year. Some people had an okay time, others did not. It was definitely a different experience for everyone.
Mhm. I definitely agree. It's just, I know a lot of people did have a good time, and I had a great time cosplaying. I had a great time getting my pictures taken. I had a great time with my boyfriend at the time. We've separated, but whatever, over it. We were like a cosplay duo. I was Psycho from High School of the Dead, and he was Takashi, and we had one of his friends be Hirano. So it was great to find a time and a place to be like an appropriate couple, I guess, or whatever. And I do love conventions for that. I love to see groups of people doing a massive cosplay.
Oh, yeah.
You'll always see like one or two, I don't know, like let's say Naruto, but that Naruto is like 400 times better if he has like a Sasuke and like, I don't know, I hate Sakura, but whatever.
as do everyone else.
Yeah, haters are gonna hate. Well, apparently not, because a lot of people cosplay as her.
It's interesting with that character, because, well, there's only been 1 or 2 episodes where she actually does anything.
Yeah. Well, as with most women in anime, it's very hard to find a strong woman to be, and I always pick women that I just really connect with. Mm-hmm. And I always do like a sultry, sexy, powerful woman that just has a lot to say and a lot to emote. And it is difficult because you'll always have like the how to put this delicately, slutty hoe bags in outfits I wouldn't even wear, that have no idea what they're doing, I guess. It's a lot, but they don't enforce the dress code, interestingly enough. If I'm dressed as, I don't know, like Yoko from Gurren Lagann, they won't say anything to me because I'm an attractive woman. But if they see a overweight male with his shirt off, they'll freak out because you can't show nipples.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's like I break dress code, and there are so many slave Leias that break dress code, and they should just stick with it.
Like, there's this guy that I know that he always dresses up as a gigantic robot, and he's always with his shirt off. And I remember one time, I think it was last year, that he came into the volunteer area, and he was like, well, these guys told me that I needed to put a shirt on. But my cosplay is always like that. Like, I go to Anime Boston, it's okay. Like, I seen him in San Diego without his shirt, and it's fine. And I'm like, dude, man, they told you to what? Oh, that's crazy.
But it's like, if you can walk around the street with your shirt off, then you should be able to go into a convention with your shirt off. Because, in New Hampshire, I believe it's Vermont, I think. One of the two. I don't know, I can't remember. It's actually perfectly legal for a woman to walk around with her shirt off. And in Vermont, it's legal to leave your house naked. And, it's like, if that's the rule, if those are the laws, you should be able to abide by them in the convention. Like, my personal taste, I would never leave the house like that, but, it's like, who are they to say, like, oh, it might be okay for you to do that outside the convention, but, like, not in here.
Oh, yeah, it's, I guess...
And it's like, if we're really going to talk about being a child-friendly place, then then they should stop allowing dealers to sell those, like the hentai stuff and the little figurines of hentai characters. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, where do you draw the line of what's okay and what's not? But I don't know. That's every convention though. It's not just ConnectiCon. Anime Boston does it too, and it irks me.
Oh, it's definitely a can of worms.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of staffers and volunteers do feel a bit of a power trip, and it sucks. It's like, you don't know who I am as a person. Like, I'm not anyone important or anything, but I am a relatively well-known cosplayer-ish. Like, people recognize me sometimes, which is nice, but I'm nowhere near as big as, like, Twin Fools is my favorite. He's my, like, aspiration of a cosplayer and exactly what I want to be. And I don't ever plan on being super famous or anything like that, because that's not what I do this for. I do this to make myself happy, and I do this to set the bar a little bit higher, because recently, cosplay has definitely decayed into a sad former shell of what it used to be. People will put on an Organization 13 cloak from Kingdom Hearts and be like, oh, I'm this character, and it's like, really? Because you don't look anything like them and you don't have anything remotely related. Or people will wear a Naruto headband and be like, oh, I'm like a character from Naruto. It's like, but you're not. Like, that's not the point. Like, put a little effort into it. And, like, I do understand, like, the casual cosplay and the, and stuff like that, because, honestly, on Sunday of a convention, I will be the most low-key character ever. I won't be all sexy, and my fan service cosplay days are over on Sunday, because Sunday's the day that I get to experience the convention, when it's slower, and I get to go to vendors and talk to people. And I'll, actually, at Anime Boston, I'm going to be Kim Possible, so I'm really excited. But
hopefully that'll be an awesome, people be like, oh, I know you. You're from that show. Let me take your picture.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of like, oh, like I vaguely recognize you, but you have your tits out, so I'm going to take your picture and you're going to be on the internet. Because a lot of people don't recognize the character when they take my picture. It's more of just that I'm like a tall, big-chested woman, accurately dressed. But there's that anywhere.
So, did you have any good times while there, or was it all just bleh?
Oh, no, I definitely had good times. I loved being a contestant in the cosplay dating game. I was so nervous that I wasn't going to be funny. I was absolutely terrified, and it's somewhere on YouTube, but I think I did a great job. Because, it's hard to be like, oh, I've never met you people in my life. Let's all just sit down and be funny.
Oh, yeah, that's the cosplay court case all the time.
Yeah, and I really feel like a lot of people don't know that. They don't know that we had no preparation. I didn't even know that we were doing X-Men at all until I, like, sat down. But they were like, oh, yeah, we can't give you the questions ahead of time because I really don't know them. I'm just going to, like, say some stuff. And I was like, great.
Improving it all the way.
Yeah, it was so fun. I've never had any experience like that. I was in theater when I was in high school, but I never got to do any sort of improv, and I like to think of myself as a funny person, but I feel like people from New England have a certain kind of humor, and it's very sarcastic compared to the rest of the world, and we're just very cold people. Not that we're not friendly, it's just that our sense of humor is very cold and evil and, like, cynical most of the time, so I definitely had fun with that.
Alright, well, we're almost out of time, but there's a question that I like to ask every guest of my show. A website you would like to give props to before we get going?
A website I would, I'm super into Reddit.
Alright. Well, on that note, this is another edition of El Supercast. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.